Hello there, and welcome back to Zielonka. So, overnight, the 10 chickens have been sold for the first level of VIP order. They've reached their 16 months and been sold automatically. So all we need to do now to complete level 1 is deliver the 1,000 litres of eggs to the preserved food factory, and that will complete level 1. And then we need to deliver the 10,000 litres of barley, 30,000 litres of straw, and 6,000 litres of oats to their various delivery stations to complete level 2. So we'll start off with that this morning. Let's first check our chickens to see how they're doing. No food left, but that's okay. We'll go feed them straight away. And then I think we will immediately take the eggs to their selling point. Before we jump into our oat field, if we just check the growth on our fields. Yeah, before we jump into our oat field, harvest the oats and get that sold off. So before we do that, quick check on the productions. Yeah, we've got probably another month of wood to go through before we need to restock that, so that can be something we take care of in August. So let's get started. We'll jump into our tractor, start it up, and we will load up 750 litres of wheat in here. Oops, wrong button. There we go, 730, that will have to do. I'll quickly get that offloaded. There we go. Okay, so we'll now disconnect the trailer. In fact, we don't want to disconnect the trailer, do we? Do we want to disconnect the trailer? Where are the eggs going? They're going to the preserved food factory. So where is that on our map? I think we can actually, if we go to here, we can tag the place, and then on the map we can see where it is. Where is the preserved food? Okay, it's up there. So I think we can just get away with throwing the eggs on the front loader and driving up to the preserved food factory. Now I need to remember exactly where the front loader is. I believe it's over here somewhere, so we will go find it. Noticing that the log fork that we left on our neighbour's land there is still there, so what I'm actually thinking, rather than it just being any product you leave on your neighbour's land, that it is specifically the logs that disappear overnight once a contract is completed if you don't do something with them. I don't know for sure, but maybe it's something to do with having multiple objects in the world or something like that. Yeah, I really don't know. Where is our pallet fork? It's right there behind me. So we will just reverse around here. We'll drop the bale spike near where the bales are, because we'll need to use that a little later on this month to clear the straw out of the oat field. So drop that off. And let's connect. Now which way is the bale spike or the pallet fork facing? It's facing not the way we want it to face. So how are we going to do this? Okay, we'll go through here. We'll spin ourselves around. And we'll approach it from up this way. We're going to have to run over our net wrap, unfortunately, but that's okay. There we go. Did that just do a flip and land on the pallet fork? Okay. Okay, Mr. Net Wrap. You can't come with me today. Got too much work to do. Stay there. Alright, so back over to where our eggs are. We will get them loaded up and taken over to the preserved food factory. I'm only going to take the 1,000 litres. That is required because I believe November is generally the best selling time for eggs. So let's just make sure we're grabbing the right pallet. We are. It's that one there. That one doesn't quite have 1,000 in it yet. So it's that left pallet. Let's get that picked up. Having to deal with a rather inconvenient slope and ridge here. I'm sure these eggs, if they were real, they would no longer be eggs, but a smashed up mess of shell and other egg contents. Okay, so let's go over to the preserved food factory. I'll see you there. Okay, so here we are over at the preserved food factory. Let's get these eggs offloaded and our first level of VIP order completed. Okay, there we go. Got a little funky music jingle there. So got 2,219 for the product, a little environmental bonus, and 22,100 contract income. So a nice little earner for us there. We're now up to 47,000. And level 2 of the VIP order, which once we've gotten the oat off of our field, I'm hoping there'll be 6,000 litres there. I think there probably will be. And then the straw that we can sell, and the barley, and that will be level 2 of our VIP order complete. So I will get all of that done. I will get the oat harvested, the straw baled and collected off the field, and I will rejoin you once we are ready to start selling our product for VIP order level 2. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so that is the oat harvested from our field. We got about 5,000 litres in the trailer, and whatever we've got in the harvest here, 2,894 litres. So we'll just empty this into the trailer, and then I think what we'll do, we'll empty everything but 6,000 litres grain into the silo, and then we'll take the 6,000 litres over to, I think the oat's going to the farmer's market. So let's take a quick look at that. So the oat is going to the grain mill, not the farmer's market. So let's jump in our trailer and, or let's jump in our tractor rather, and let's see how much do we have in here. 7,890. So let's zip ourselves forward a little bit so that we are level with the silo, and let's start offloading this. Looks like we're not in the drop-off zone. So let's come back a little bit. So we need 6,000 litres. Only 2,000 litres extra. Should I sell it? No, let's keep it. Why can't I offload this? Come on. Why can't I offload this? There we go. Oh, okay. So it looks like the way the silos work might be slightly different in FS25. Because if I remember right in FS22, when you bought a silo with a certain amount of capacity, that was the capacity for every crop type. Whereas in FS25, it seems like the capacity is the total capacity for the silo, and once that is reached from a combination of all your crops, then you have to buy a new silo, which I actually prefer. Now, I never actually filled up a silo. Oh, I did in one of my playthroughs that I wasn't recording. I had about 200,000 litres, so I'm pretty sure I went over the total capacity of a silo with multiple crops in FS22. So it looks like they've improved that for FS25, which is fantastic. And we've only got 250 litres extra to the requirements for the VIP order. So we'll take this over to the grain mill and get it sold. And then we'll head back to the silo and collect up the barley, and then we'll do the straw. Now, if I remember right, the payout for this level of VIP order is about 70,000 euros. So this is going to be a decent payday for us. Let's get this offloaded. So there we go. You can see the VIP order going down for oats. And that's it. All offloaded. So 70,200 is the total payout for this level of VIP order. Let's get back over to the farm and we will get our barley loaded up, ready to sell at the farmer's market. And once we've done that, we can think about how we're going to approach our next field purchase and how we're going to move forward with the farm from here, because we'll have enough money to buy at least one more field, maybe even two, and start thinking about maybe our sheep for the next level of VIP order. We'll take a look at that once we've delivered everything. At some point I would like to not have to sleep in a tent anymore. I would like to buy somewhere proper to sleep. Sleep and rest is obviously important, and while a tent adventure once or twice a year is always good fun, sleeping in a tent full time wasn't really on my wish list of things to do as a farmer. Okay, let's get the barley loaded up. So 10,000 litres of barley we need. I feel like the filling is a little bit slower in FS25. Maybe it's this particular grain mill, but it's a little more realistic, which again I quite like. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, not quite enough. There we go. So over to the farmer's market with this load. We'll get it sold off, and that will be stage 2 of level 2 of our VIP order complete. We'll take a different route this time. We'll take a right down here in between these fields, and then we'll do a left here down by Grandma's house. Maybe we'll wave hello to Grandma on the way past. Thank her for letting us sleep in her house before we had a tent to sleep in. Is Grandpa still there? Yeah, he's still there. He's still judging us by the looks of it. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what we did to him. Okay, let's let this gentleman cross in front of us. Come on, hurry up. So the farmer's market, I believe, is left just after the store here. and then straight down that road. Is it this road here? No, it's this next piece, this next little turning here. There we go. So we're just down here. I think this is the correct way. If my memory serves me correctly, which it may not. I could be... No, there it is. It is down there. Second guessing myself for a second then. I feel like I've learned the Zielonka map quite well, but when I don't visit places often, I do tend to second guess. Okay, over at the farmer's market, let's get our wheat offloaded. And there we have it. Stage 2. Oh, level 2 VIP order complete. So let's get back over to the farm. We'll need to reconfigure our trailer to handle bales. We probably don't. We could probably just throw them in the grain trailer, can't we? Because once we get over the sell point, they will automatically be sold. What are we going to be using our trailer for next? I would say... I mean, it doesn't really matter because we can reconfigure it on site. So maybe I will just leave it like this for now. We can throw the bales in just over the top with the bale spike. It's 30,000 litres actually, which is 6 bales. So yeah, we can just throw them in this trailer. I'm hoping that the sell point will recognise them being in a grain trailer and still sell them off, but we will see. And I believe they're also going to the farmer's market. So get these loaded up. It's probably not worth doing a time lapse to cover this because it's only 3 trips over to the trailer. So they're there. We'll dump the trailer here for a second. We'll go pick up our front loader, and then we'll switch out the pallet fork for the bale spike. Get that loaded up. Zip ourselves in here. There we go. And we'll drop off the pallet fork. We'll go fetch our bale spike. I'm going to stop here for just very quickly. I want to put this back on our farm. Don't trust our devious neighbour. He stole our logs. Don't want him to steal our log fork as well. There we go. We'll leave it here on our farm. Alright. Let's get over to the bales and load up the bales. Okay, so we have 6 bales here without worrying about... why can't I pick this up? There we go. We have 6 bales here without having to pick any extra ones up off the field, although we will do that as a job after we've done this. But let's get these loaded up, assuming I can maneuver around this rough ground here. There we go. That's 2. Just destroy our net wrap on the way on the maneuver. Now, can I lift these high enough? I think I can. There we go. Another reason that the tractor upgrade was a good idea. We now have some height abilities when it comes to big trailers. Second 2 bales, and I think I'm gonna come around here and spike these 2 and put them in the trailer. So 1 and 2. Let's get these over there. Okay, that's not what I was hoping for. There we go. 3 and 4. Oh, who are my last 2 straw bale victims? We'll go with this one, straight ahead of us here. And then we'll zip around like that, and spike that one. There we go. You 2 have been selected for the farmer's market. Aren't you so lucky? And let's put these final 2 on here. Come on, off you get. Doing this like this just goes to show... okay, well, they don't want to go in the trailer, so I'm just going to take them on the spike. But loading like that, kind of like disorganized and messy, just shows how much less you get in the trailer, because when we took bales to the sell point before, we managed to load up, what was it, I think 8 bales fairly neatly, and we still had space to spare. And this time we only got 4 in the trailer. Let's make sure... oh, okay. Yeah, obviously there's no securing the straps because we don't have it configured as a bale trailer. So I think it'll be fine. Just watching that sneaky bale at the back there. I can see it making its way towards the edge to try and make an escape. But I'm watching it. It's not going anywhere. Okay. And then you're just going to go straight across here. Can we get there before that person gets there? We can. There we go. Just dive straight across in front of the person. Don't look left and right. Just drive and hope. It's the way to do it in the Zielonka fields. Okay, so here we are with our 30,000 litres of straw. Oh wow, it's all been sold already out this trailer. That was weird. The trailer wasn't even over the sell point. Huh. What happened there? So maybe the straw is there. Oh, it's in a different sell point. Okay, so that is level 2 VIP completed. Now for level 3, we have 30 Black Welsh Mountain Sheep, 30 Landrace of Bentheim Sheep. Oh, it's disappeared. 12,000 litres of wheat. And then what was the other one? 20 17-month-old chickens. So the chickens are going to be sold overnight, which is great. We have the wheat, I believe. 12,000 litres, or do we have the wheat? We do, but I think we're probably going to use at least some of that wheat for the chickens. So what to do here? Let's get back to the farm and we'll figure this out. So we need 60 sheep and 12,000 litres of wheat, 20 chickens. How much wheat do we have in our storage or in our silo? We can use our time-saving stock check here. We have 13,600 litres. But that's not going to last us. That's not going to last the chickens until next year because they're eating about 750 litres per month. So we're going to need to plant some more wheat this year. When is wheat planting season? It is September. So we can plant some wheat in September in half of the field, which is great because we can we did a pretty good job of splitting this field in half, but I think one more row on the left side of the field will actually split it in half. So we can split it in half and put wheat in the left half of the field. And then what I might do with the right half of the field is convert it into a sheep pasture with the entrance for the sheep pasture where the harvester is, and then we can buy a second field for some other crop for next year. I think that sounds like a reasonable idea. Let's go take a look. So if we jump into the build menu, and obviously we're going to clear the field before we're going to clear the straw because that will come in handy for us. But let's just take a quick look at our animals. So if we go sheep here, we could probably go with one of these sheep barns. And yeah, we could have the entrance somewhere like this. Somewhere like that. And then maybe extend the pasture out to be... Should we do the whole size of that? So we have tons of sheep chomping on the grass and producing wool for us. I think that seems like a pretty good idea. Because then this little area is just going to become a production area. We'll have our eggs coming out on the left. Have our our wood products on the right there. And then our wool coming out here, and we can maybe even consider adding another production to process the wool into something. We'll take a look at what options we have there, but I think that's a pretty good idea. And then what we could do is buy the field next to it there, and then what comes with that field will be this area in between the fields, so we can also use that for an extra production or something else. I think that's a pretty good idea. So that's what we're going to do. First job in achieving that is to jump in our tractor and get the bales, get the straw baled up and get the bales off of the field. So I will continue on with that, and I will rejoin you once it is complete. Okay, so we are almost done clearing this field. We just got the one bale down the bottom here to pick up. So we got 8 bales off of the field, so 40,000 litres, plus 8 bales I think off the other half of the field, so 80,000 litres of straw in total. And next we can take a look at placing our sheep pasture. So I offloaded these bales here because I was too lazy to drive them over to the other area, but I actually think I want this space clear for sheep related activities. So future pup is going to dislike present pup for doing this, but I'm going to ditch the bales here for a minute. Yeah, I just want to get this space cleared, and then we can look at placing the sheep pen. Okay, so I took a little break from playing and I've been doing some thinking. I'm enjoying the direction of the playthrough and working towards the VIP orders, but to be honest, I'm not really enjoying playing on this Zielonka map. I'm not sure why. I don't really like the map. It's kind of a little bit boring. So I think what I'm going to do is sell everything we have, sell everything we own, and move to a new map with our money and start on a new map. So we're not going to be starting a game from scratch. I'll spare you the initial grind, but what we will be doing is starting on a new map. I have a map in mind. I'm not going to let you know which one it is until we get there. But yeah, I'm going to sell all of our equipment here. I'm going to sell all of our crops, and we're going to move to a new location to be revealed very soon. Okay, so I believe we have loaded up quite a lot of what we need to. We've just got these few pallets of long planks to get out of the sawmill. So let's carry on doing this, and then we can get these sold off. That'll be the last of the products to sell, and then we just need to sell our equipment. So we'll continue with this. I'm lining them up on the trailer like this so that I can then pick them up from the end and just drive them straight onto the trailer. I think that will work. Let's see. If we go around like this, I'm going to try and get them so that they are, so that the ends of them are like that. There we go. Okay. Okay. So then we will drive down like this, and if we pick them up from the end, we should then be able to just scoot them onto the trailer fairly easily. Let's see if this works. I think it's going to. Yeah, there we go. Just scoop them up like that. And then just drive them into the trailer directly. Just like that. There we go. Just push them in there as far as we can so that we can load the other two up. I don't know why they're shaking and quivering so much. Oh, Farming Simulator, I love you and your bugs. Okay, let's get these last two pallets. And what do we have in terms of more pallets? Okay, so we have almost 1,000 more wood beams and almost a full 1,000 more of long planks. So I will pick up these long planks. And then we do have one more, I think, already waiting to spawn. And then we are about 30 litres away from one more again, so that's perfect. So we'll just pick these up. Now, can these fit on the trailer this way? Not actually sure. Let's give that a try. Do I think they're slightly too wide, aren't they? Or are they? Ah, yeah, they are just slightly too wide. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to put these on lengthways as well then. So what I'm going to do is just speed up time a little bit and wait for these to... Oh, they don't speed up with time in FS25, do they? The production speed stays the same even if you speed up with time. I know that was a trick in FS22 you could use to speed up your productions, but I remember seeing a post saying it doesn't work the same in FS25. So what we'll do then is we'll get these 3 pallets loaded, and then we're so close to having those 2 extra pallets. I think it's worth waiting for, because this will really help us. Any extra funds we can get are going to help us setting up our new farm wherever it is we decide to go. So I really think this is worth waiting for. They can go on top like that. Are they going to stay there? There we go. Magic balancing act, and let's strap them down before it's too late. There we go. They can stay there. And we'll get this last one loaded up on the back there. And then I think the last 2 pallets, when they do eventually arrive, we will just put them on the pallet fork. And while we're waiting for them to arrive, what we can do is start selling the other equipment. So we have 2 choices when it comes to that. We can either take the equipment over to the farm store, or over to the store on the map, get them repainted and sold, or we can just sell them from the menu and get a little bit less because they're not repainted. I think I want to repaint them just to make sure we get as much money for everything as possible. So what I'm going to do is, while we wait for those other pallets to be generated, I'll hook up to our baler here, and we'll go over to the store with that. We'll send the harvester over to the store. In fact, what we'll do, we'll send the tractor over to the store with the baler. We'll drive the harvester over there because it's probably more likely to get stuck with a header on it. So we'll drive that over there ourselves. And we will make trips backwards and forwards until everything is sold off. So I'll throw this on another time lapse and I'll rejoin you again shortly. Okay, so we are loaded up with everything that we're going to sell. Now, where are we going to take these wood products? Let's see where the different prices are. If we can take them all to one place, I think that's going to be my priority. So we go planks. I can go to Carpentry Erlangrad Farmers Market, Piano Manufacturer. They can go to the Farmers Market. What about the beams? They can also go to the Farmers Market. So that's where we're going with the rest of this product. One more trip over to the Farmers Market, and then we will sell our tractor and our trailer, and then we will sell all of the farm buildings. Let's switch off that production. So to switch it off, we can deactivate. There we go. Okay, we almost used up all the wood, so that's kind of good. Let's get over to the Farmers Market. This is going to be the biggest load of income from everything we've sold so far, and the final piece of income. We've got so far 255,947. Now I'm thinking whether to keep the tractor or not and move it to our new farm. I should be able to edit the file so it has the same number of hours and usage, or whether we should just buy a new tractor. Oh, almost lost our trailer there. Managed to save it just about. Okay. As I was saying, not sure whether to take our tractor with us or whether just to start over with a new and different tractor. I think we'll see how much money we have at the end, because we also got our field to sell, which should get us around 60,000. So if we can sell the tractor for, how much did we buy it for? It's around 30, so it's probably worth like 25 or something like that now. I'm not too sure how much it will be worth, but we will find out. Okay, so over at the farmers market with our rather strangely packed trailer. So let's get this sold off and we'll see how much we get for it. Hopefully it will be in the trigger point. Yes, it is in the trigger point. Perfect. Okay. So what did we get there? 23, 34... 34,000 plus 1,200 environmental score. So 35,000 there for our wood products. Let's head back to the store. We'll get our tractor, trailer and these implements repaired and sold. And then we'll get back over to our farm and sell everything else. And once we've done that, I will rejoin you in our new location, still to be revealed. So let's get all of this repaired. Sold. Now how much is this worth? Okay, so we can get 38,000 for it. I think we'll sell it and we'll start over with a new tractor. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. We'll get rid of our trailer as well. Let's jump into our menu, sell everything else that we have. It's just this front loader tool, or just the two front loader tools, so we'll get rid of that and we'll get rid of that. So we need to sell our chickens as well. So let's go to the animal dealer and chickens. How do we sell off all of these? Why can we only sell 12? Oh, because we only have 12 of this age. So let's get rid of those. We'll sell these ones too. Sell these ones. We'll sell these ones. And we will sell these ones. Okay, so that's the animals being sold. And let's finally go into our build mode. Oh, we didn't sell the eggs, did we? Okay, well, never mind. They'll have to not be sold. Yeah, never mind. I thought I forgot to sell them. So that's okay, though. Sell our container workshop, our grain silo, our sawmill, and our chicken pasture. All 1,000 euros of it. And then finally, we will sell our field. So we go to here, we'll go to sell. So 117,000. How is it worth so much? We only paid about... Oh no, we did. We bought the big field in the end, didn't we? Because it was the only field that had wheat in it. Okay, so that is the field also sold. So there we go. We have 490,837 euros. So what I'm going to do first of all is pay off the rest of the loan we had. So we will get rid of that, and then we are not going to our new farm with a loan. 36,276. Make special repayment. So that's our loan paid off. And I think that's everything we need to do. So I will exit this farm. Oh, we've got a tent to sell. Don't forget to sell our tent. We can buy a new tent when we get to our new home. So 12 euros. Why can't I sell it? Come on, tent, off you go. Huh, interesting. Doesn't have a sell button. Well, the tent can stay there. Oh, because we don't own the land anymore. So we gave the tent away with the land sale. Okay, and that's it for Zielonka. I'll be starting a new series for the continuation of our adventures in the fields of Poland. But we'll be starting with the money we have from this map, so it won't be as much of a grind. So join me in tomorrow's episode from our new location. Until then, bye for now.